Welcome to Limitless Potential. Have you ever wondered what truly separates those who merely exist from those who achieve the impossible? This book unravels the secrets to unlocking your hidden power and transcending perceived limitations. Limitless Potential. Chapter 1: Unveiling Hidden Strengths. Have you ever wondered where your possibilities truly end? What are you really capable of? Often, we are so eager to stay in our comfort zone that we do not even try to test our potential. We readily choose the familiar and expected, stealing our chance to become bolder, braver, and freer. The truth is, we often use only 40% of our natural capabilities. Shocking, right? This means we still have a remarkable 60% available that could radically change our lives. But is it truly possible to access this dormant power? Consider the inspiring story of Malala Yousafzai. Despite being shot by the Taliban for advocating for girls' education, she did not settle for being a victim. Instead, she chose to use her suffering as a springboard, becoming a global advocate for human rights and the youngest Nobel Prize laureate. Like Malala, accepting your suffering and using it as a catalyst can help you discover your true power. David Goggins' experience vividly shows this is possible. Despite the profound challenges and obstacles of his destiny, he managed not to settle for what life offered him. Instead, he set his own rules. As Goggins himself states, no matter who you are, life will present you similar opportunities where you can prove to be uncommon. Together, we will discover how he found a hidden energy source, rose above physical pain, and became unstoppable. So, let's learn to harness our minds to live a bold life filled with accomplishments that most consider beyond human possibility. Chapter 2: Rising from a Troubled Start. David Goggins' life was anything but easy, even from childhood. Although his family seemed normal to outsiders, they harbored dark secrets. Goggins' father, Trunnis, was an extremely violent man. He owned a roller skating rink in Buffalo, with a bar situated above it, where he forced his wife Jackie and their 2 young kids to work. Carrying out orders until late at night, 6-year-old David often fell asleep during his classes. But exhausting work and lack of sleep were not the only problems. Trunnis Goggins brutally punished his sons and wife for the slightest mistake or disobedience. Physical and psychological violence, fear, and pain were everyday occurrences. Although Jackie tried to normalize her children's lives, their father always found a way to ruin them. Think about children who grow up in challenging circumstances, like those in foster care. Many face instability, trauma, and a lack of resources, yet a significant number overcome these adversities to achieve remarkable success. For example, Oprah Winfrey's early life was marked by extreme poverty and abuse, yet she transformed her experiences into an empire built on empathy and empowerment. Regardless of where you started, you have the power to change everything. David Goggins recalls the moment when, after another brutal beating, his mother called the police. But instead of the expected rescue, they watched as their father led the police back to the car, laughing and complaining about his marriage. It seemed there was no way out of this hell. However, one day, Jackie found the strength to end the nightmare. After announcing to her husband that she was leaving, she offered her sons the choice to come with her. Quickly packing some clothes, they ran to a southern Indiana town where Jackie's parents lived. They had no money, as all the profits from the rink and the bar went to their father's account. Once, they even broke a piggy bank to buy food and fill the car. Their life was not cloudless, but the most crucial thing was escaping the devil. David went to a new school where he gradually began to catch up to his classmates. It seemed that a brighter streak had come for him, but this was only the beginning of the challenges that awaited. Chapter 3: Confronting harsh realities and fighting back. Third grade at a new school was an absolute shock for David. Studying was extremely difficult for him, and his new teacher, who yelled at him for his low academic performance, only increased his stress. Due to his fear of ending up in a school for special students, David started cheating. He copied homework and tests that helped him improve his grades. As a teenager, David faced another harsh reality: racism. During a walk with his cousin, passengers of a pickup truck shouted a racial expletive at them. It was the first but not the last time David heard this word. He even received a note with threats from classmates who promised to kill him. Childhood trauma and a hostile environment fueled David's despair and pain. However, despite all the sadness, he still had one hope. He dreamed about enlisting in the Air Force. Consider the challenges faced by many young people today, whether it is battling systemic inequalities, overcoming learning disabilities, or dealing with cyberbullying. Greta Thunberg, for instance, faced initial skepticism and even ridicule. But her unwavering commitment to climate activism, despite her Asperger's diagnosis, propelled her to global recognition. Her story, like Goggins, shows the power of a clear goal and relentless self-improvement. As a member of the Civil Air Patrol, the civilian auxiliary, David heard a story of a pararescueman who survived horrific injuries and nearly died, but returned to the job. It convinced David that human possibilities are limitless. However, he still had a long way to go to achieve his dream. After failing the ASVAB, a standardized test for the military, David knew he had to change something. As he put it, tomorrow depends on your decisions today. He carefully looked at his reflection in the mirror and honestly admitted to himself who he was, a boy who read at the third grade level and cheated. But he knew what he wanted and was ready to work. From that moment, the ritual with the mirror became a tradition. He started by making his bed and caring for his appearance. Then, he focused on studying and training to achieve his dream. These steps might help you if you are going through a transformation. Write down all your dreams and stick them on your mirror. Identify your current stage of achieving your goal and determine the next step. Make a separate note for every small step and peel it off the mirror after you finish it. It is never too late to rewrite your story. The Air Force was supposed to be a fresh start for David Goggins, and he did everything to use that chance. He was great at push-ups, running, and squatting, but one course was too challenging: water confidence. During the 10-week program, he underwent special evolutions to learn to remain calm in water under stress. Every day was another humiliation in the pool, but David continued to fight. His dream faltered when, during a medical examination, doctors discovered that he was a carrier of the sickle cell trait. They thought it could increase his exercise-related sudden death risk. David felt relieved when released from training, but the doctors reversed their decision, allowing him to choose whether to continue. He had already missed half of the trials, and returning meant starting from the beginning. When the Master Sergeant asked about his final decision, David could not meet his eyes. He had given up, using sickle cell trait as justification to leave. Consider the common human tendency to quit when things get tough, especially when a convenient excuse presents itself. Many aspiring entrepreneurs, for example, abandon their dreams after an initial setback, blaming market conditions or lack of funding. rather than reevaluating their strategies. However, stories like that of J.K. Rowling, who faced numerous rejections before Harry Potter was published, remind us that perseverance often leads to unexpected success. As the adage goes, get out of your comfort zone regularly to train your brain for new victories. After leaving the program, David put his military career on hold and went to work at Ecolab, disinfecting food establishments. He buried his Air Force dream and hidden sadness in the gym and food. His life was falling apart, but it was not the end. The day he took his destiny into his hands again was no different. He finished his night shift and drove home, having traditionally grabbed a milkshake. Turning on the TV, David heard broadcast snippets about the Navy SEALs, the toughest in the world. It was a turning point, and he knew what to do. Throwing the milkshake in the trash, David put on his sneakers and went for a run. It was the first step to a new beginning. Did you know? During SEAL training, David Goggins worked with Chris Kyle, the greatest sniper in Navy history, who wrote the book American Sniper, which became a hit movie starring Bradley Cooper.
Chapter 5. Breaking the Mind's Barriers. Getting into the Navy SEALs was challenging. All but one recruiter rejected David Goggins. Only Petty Officer Stephen Sheljo believed in him. To get a chance to make his dream come true, David had to lose 106 pounds and spend months preparing for the ASVAB, which he eventually passed. But it was only the beginning of a long and exhausting journey. Candidates for the Navy SEALs must pass through special trials to prove their right to be part of this unit. Hell Week is one of those, and its name is not accidental. While the participants perform seemingly impossible tasks in the water and on land, the instructors try to break them in any way possible. David Goggins had to endure 3 hell weeks to reach his goal. During the first, he got double pneumonia, and his second attempt ended early because of a damaged knee. Yet, David learned a lot from this experience. As David Goggins wisely states, everything in life is a mind game. Consider athletes who push the boundaries of human endurance like Eliud Kipchoge, the first person to run a marathon in under 2 hours. His physical training is immense, but his mental fortitude and ability to maintain focus under extreme duress are equally crucial to his success. This demonstrates how much our minds truly control our physical output. During SEAL training, David Goggins developed the taking souls tactic, which helps to access a second wind. David used it in the most challenging training moments to resist the instructor's mental and physical pressure. For example, he hummed a song or smiled during pain and suffering. His goal was not to suppress or anger instructors, but to maintain inner control. In moments of despair, remember your goal and keep striving. Calloused mind was his other tactic for dealing with a challenging situation. It helped him continue through the second hell week with a broken knee. Just imagine, he performed the necessary kicks on the water, overcoming excruciating pain. At that moment, David remembered what he had already achieved. It allowed him to shift attention from negative internal conversations and go beyond physical suffering. This mind power is not just for competitions and training. When you face obstacles at work or in education, use this tactic to take control of your doubts. Mentally list your achievements. Visualize how you overcame a specific obstacle. Imagine all the challenges you can meet. It will help you be ready.
Chapter 6. From Struggle to Inner Peace. The Army was not the only environment where David Goggins tested himself. To raise money for the families of his fallen comrades, he participated in one of the most challenging ultramarathons in the world, Badwater. But first, he had to take on easier races to get a pass. Without sufficient training, he ran 100 miles in 24 hours, almost dying of kidney failure. So how did he do it? David applies the 40% rule, which says you still have 60% when you reach your maximum capacity. But by giving up doubts, self-limiting stories, and increasing your pain tolerance, you will gain access to your potential at a critical moment. Throughout his life, David always sought to go beyond his abilities. This idea made him a famous ultramarathoner and allowed him to break the Guinness record for pull-ups. He did not give up even when he underwent heart surgery due to a congenital disability. It is incredible what he could accomplish with a heart that was only half functioning. Consider the journeys of individuals who overcome significant physical limitations, such as Tatiana McFadden, a Paralympic athlete who has won numerous medals in wheelchair racing despite being born with spina bifida. Her achievements highlight the immense capacity of the human spirit to adapt and excel, even when faced with profound physical challenges. However, one day, David Goggins' body rebelled. He could not get out of bed. His every muscle was aching. Doctors failed to find the cause, and David felt he was slowly dying. Lying exhausted on his bed, he remembered his past and all he had achieved, yet finally realized how demanding he was of himself. David recognized that everything he did was for acceptance. His rage and fear of worthlessness drove him, and now he saw it clearly. David Goggins had finally found the clue to his illness. After several years of exhausting work, his body needed care. Remembering a stretching session during his SEAL training, he began to exercise. It was excruciating, but it worked and restored strength to the body. Even if everyone says your dream is impossible, ask, "What if?" and start your journey. After completing his military career, David Goggins did not stop. At age 43, he began his professional career as a wildland firefighter. He continues to believe in human potential's limitlessness and is ready to do what everyone else thinks is impossible. Conclusion: embracing the path of growth. There is an idea in Buddhism that life is suffering. We all have to go through hardships and pain. Sometimes we try to soften life's blows and stay in our comfort zone, but it can turn into a prison. You must surpass the familiar and challenge yourself to achieve your dreams. Yes, it is a challenging path that requires daily hard work and struggle. People may say your goals are unrealistic, but only you know the reality. The most important conversations happen inside, and you are the person who can change everything. When in doubt, remember David Goggins, the man who expanded his potential. You can do the same. Try this. Reflect on your past victories to boost confidence in present hurdles. Push yourself more each day, even if it is just one extra step or minute. Practice self-awareness. Understanding your why can be a powerful motivator. In moments of despair, thank yourself for lessons learned on paths you have already taken. What is one small step you can take today to push beyond your comfort zone? Want to dive deeper into the insights from the psychology of money and other transformative books? Explore our channel's extensive library of book summaries. And don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking content that can help you navigate the complexities of life and finance.